It's the beginning of Concacaf Nations League play today. Sint Maarten taking on St. Lucia at Rignaal Francisca Stadium in Willemstad, Curaçao. I'm Renee Washington, excited to bring you all of the action today. And taking a look at the weather first, some wind, not too bad, 11 miles per hour wind and just under 90 degrees today on the pitch. Beautiful day for some September soccer. We love to see clear conditions and a chance to be able to have Group A League B action kickoff. It's Sint Maarten taking on St. Lucia. Looking across the group, St. Kitts and Nevis and Guadalupe are facing off shortly after this game with kickoff 1 hour afterwards. But for this game, we are just under 10 minutes until the start of play today. Some names to keep an eye on across both of these rosters as we are looking ahead, starting with Saint Maarten leading scorer and someone that we will be talking about, I'm sure, a lot throughout this broadcast, Gerwin Lake, who is the top scorer across the three leagues. The 27-year-old is doing a fantastic job, and then just helping Saint Maarten with 3 assists, with goals, with being able to help them get the job done. On the other side, and names that we will have to absolutely keep an eye on. There's a couple of names actually, but one name that we will keep an eye on for St. Lucia, Kurt Frederick, someone with 4 goals coming into today. There's a couple others that have been chipping in with a pair of goals themselves, and Andres Remy and Gregson President. Gerwin Lake on one side with 3 goals, and Kurt Frederick on the other side for St. Lucia with 4 goals. So we'll be talking a lot throughout the course of this game as these two teams are kicking off action for Group A play in League B. And for all of you that are tuning in, lots at stake here for CONCACAF Nations League play beginning. These teams have been waiting with anticipation for this moment to see how they can do over the course of the next games to get out of their group and also to advance. We've got League A, League B, League C, a unique format this year that makes things even more exciting. But CONCACAF Nations League play coming up very shortly. Number 37, Sint Maarten taking on number 26, St. Lucia, and right here in Curaçao. So coming up shortly, we'll have starting lineups, we'll have the teams taking the pitch, national anthems, and much more as we're getting ready to kick off this game between Sint Maarten and St. Lucia. Here we have it. Both teams getting ready to take the pitch with their starting 11. And up first in the all blue kits, St. Lucia, their keeper, Vino Barclay, rocking the all green on the other side. St. Maarten in all white, with keeper Tyrell Richardson in the all yellow. Starting lineups, national anthems, and more coming up in just a moment here for St. Maarten and St. Lucia. Concacaf Nations League play beginning between St. Maarten and St. Lucia. Kickoff in just a moment. I'm Renee Washington again, just excited as we're getting ready for the first time ever these two will face off, and this game taking place in Willemstad, Curaçao at Stadion Rignaal Francisca. And when you take a look across the starting lineups here, starting with St. Maarten. We talked about Tyrell Richardson in net. Also highlighted Gerwin Lake, one of the leading scorers for this offense. A couple other names to keep an eye on. Captain Kay Garrettson. And just some names that we'll be talking about a lot throughout the course of this lineup. Ilonga Pata will get the start on the back line. Quentin Christina will get to go in the midfield. And then on the other side, for the officials, we'll take a quick look at them first. We've got Rignaal Deleka of Aruba, a couple of Aruba officials today, first assistant referee, also from Aruba, Jade Salamatine, and then we've got Zachary Ziegelaar and Norberto de Silva that will also be assisting today. Captains are facing off with their flags, giving out the handshakes, getting ready to get started today as they are getting ready to return back to their starting groups. We had a chance to talk about St. Maarten. Let's talk about St. Lucia. Captain Terrell Thomas, we just saw, shaking hands with Garrettson. In net, Vino Barclay, the Cavalier FC keeper, will get the start. We've also got players like Rico Hackett Fairchild from Portsmouth FC. And as we talked about earlier, a number of offensive talents across this lineup that we'll keep an eye on. And excited to get going here. These teams have been awaiting this moment to see what they can do in their group. See if they can advance. As I mentioned before, the other two teams in this group are facing off an hour after this kickoff. And that'll be happening at the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association Technical Center in St. Peters, as St. Kitts and Nevis will face off against Guadalupe. So these two getting the first go for League B Group A action. A light wind blowing across your screen. You'll see St. Lucia in their all-blue kits moving from right to left across your screen. In the all-white, St. Maarten will be moving from left to right across your screen. Players have taken their spots. We're awaiting the official first whistle from Deleka. Killing me too, don't worry. Piete Jong will lead St. Maarten, head coach, assisted by Harry Kersels, LaShawn Brown. On the other side, head coach Stem John, leading St. Lucia with Francis Lastic, Bernard President. And from the opening whistle, it's St. Lucia working it around on the far side. For game one, I'm sure both of these teams will look to just set the tempo early. You want to really make sure you're keeping the better of play, keeping possession, staying composed, no early errors or mistakes that could be costly. And right now it's St. Lucia that's working it through their midfield. Ball's with Kurt Frederick. Big booming switch out wide to Jason Simeline, and that ball just sailed out of bounds. And now back to the feet of Richardson. Tyrell Richardson getting first touches at his feet. Pass picked off. St. Lucia on the attack in the great area. What a well-defended play. Flighted across the box and then headed away by St. Maarten's defense. And there's a through ball attempt. Well read by Vino Barclay, able to come off his line for that one. You see how direct these teams are playing. Just getting a sense of the surface. Getting their feet under them, so to speak. Ball through the back line of St. Lucia, or excuse me, St. Maarten. So now St. Maarten with some possession. Pass picked off. On the attack there was Dominic Alfred-Poleon. So we've seen now a couple of times St. Lucia not afraid to play direct when they get a chance, especially looking to get in behind if they can. Some direct through balls, trying to find the seams. Ball flighted and nicely laid off up top by St. Maarten. Gerwin Lake, we highlighted earlier with a nice layoff, but St. Maarten unable to keep it. Ball one back. Pass out of bounds. Jason Simlian's pass intended for Kurt Frederick rolls out of bounds. Excuse me, that was Terrell Thomas that was attempting to get forward. The captain. Works it through the midfield. And now at the far side, it's St. Maarten on the attack. A shot from distance. What a save by Vito Bartlett. In the opening minutes of this game, although St. Lucia may have had the ball at their feet more, it's St. Maarten that strikes first. Take a look at this replay again. Able to just create space. We didn't see a blue jersey really step in and close down and contest that shot. Forcing Bartlett to make a great save to punch that one out of bounds. But with that, Sint Maarten gets their first corner kick of the game. Ball won first by St. Lucia. Back to the feet of Kai Gerritsen. Now worked back to Ilunga Pata. Pata out wide. Finds Tashawn the ledge. Back to Pata. Looks to serve it. What a bounce that was. Back to Pata's feet. Cleared out by St. Lucia. And now it's Tees Kersley that's on the other end of it. And St. Maarten now working in their attacking third, getting end line, and setting up for the second corner kick of the game. So St. Maarten comes out with a pair of corners. It's now Shivani Admarkajo that's on the ball for this one. Knocks into the box, wide, all the way through everyone. And Tees Kersley was in pursuit. Ilunga Pata with the throw. Looking to find someone. Ball bouncing around. Pata working out wide with Quentin Christina. A lot down this near sideline for Sint Maarten so far to start. Dominic Alfred-Poleon looking to turn it now. Looks for the switch. So it's St. Lucia finding some space on the far side. Shivani Admarkajo in pursuit to defend and wins it back. Well defended there by Admarkajo. No whistle here. Will be St. Lucia ball. Kurt Frederick getting on it, playing quick off of the foul. That that was a handball there. Just saw the ball bounce up a bit too high. Into the hands of Dominic Alfred-Poleon. So far, it's been Sint Maarten. A shot, a pair of corner kicks. Finding some success getting down this right sideline. St. Lucia working it around their back line. High pressure. High pressure and a finish. Oh, a near finish. I spoke too soon. Shivani Amatkarjo, excuse me, able to pick off the pass. Caught St. Lucia a little bit too lax defensively. And read that very well. Now, as I was talking about earlier, in these opening minutes, you don't want to have a costly mistake, and the St. Lucia back line nearly too lax, nearly costed them. Joshua Solomon's pass picked off by Shivani Amatkarjo, and now we get another corner kick. This time cleared away by St. Lucia on the first one. The attempt by Quentin Christina blocked and still bouncing around though. Quentin working to win it back. And St. Lucia right now really defending with all they've got. Ball to the feet of T's Cursies. Amatkarjo works it back to Pata. Sint Maarten on the attack through Giovanni. Service is headed away. And again, just Giovanni was in the area lurking this time again. Just some near opportunities here early on. See what St. Lucia can do to respond. Throwing on the far sideline for Sint Maarten. Down the sideline. Poked out of bounds. Lake, who we talked about briefly, and we'll get into some more. Defended there by Melvin Doxley of St. Lucia. Ball out wide to Javik McFarlane. Back into Kurt Frederick. St. Lucia with the big switch. Headed away by Pata. To Sean Illich of FC Den Bosch. On the near sideline, it's Kurt Frederick with the throw-in. Back to the feet of Frederick. Frederick looking to switch. Sint Maarten in quick transition out the other way through Pata, whose name we've said a lot so far to start off this game, along with Giovanni. Ball passed in. Great idea. Gerwin Lake playing that one in behind, trying to find Tees Kersey. To Sean Illich. And just unable to stay on for that one. I believe that was an offsides call is what we're going to have. And now St. Lucia has it again, working it around. Just trying to see if they can get forward up the field. And there it is. There's the direct ball, but too heavy. Trickling all the way to Tyrell Richardson. back line for Sint Maarten. Throw in on the far side. Both teams trying to see if they can keep it in bounds. Just keeps working out of bounds there. Now we see Sergio Hughes getting the toss. Throws that one in. Back to Tyrell Richardson. Richardson on the switch. Whistle there, play on. And now St. Lucia trying to capitalize off of a good defensive opportunity to get forward. Sometimes you see that good defense leading to great scoring opportunities, but St. Lucia was unable to keep it. Won back by Sint Maarten, and now at the feet of Lunga Pata. Line of Sint Maarten. Now Sint Maarten just continues to work it around. So this is the first time these two have matched up, and whenever you're playing a team for the first time, definitely and especially with a lot at stake, it does take some time to really feel out what your opponent is doing. Get a sense of their tendencies. Scattering reports can only show you so much. And now in space, Dominic Alfred-Poleon racing forward. No numbers. 3 white jerseys surrounds him. He's brought down. No whistle. We're going the other way. So Dominic Alfred-Poleon trying to get forward for St. Lucia. And now the tables have turned. It's St. Maarten, Skirvin Lake racing up the field before being brought down. There, so we will get a foul, and now Sint Maarten able to have some time on it. No one really pressuring from St. Lucia. So just dropping their line of pressure a little bit lower, trying to keep Sint Maarten in front of them. There's a whistle. Well done defensively by Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Just picks off that pass that was intended for Tees Kersey's. And we'll get our first yellow card of the game. Take a look at this play again. It's Alfred-Poleon battling to pick off that pass and race the other way. For Kersey's takes him down and is issued the yellow card. So our first yellow card of the game goes to Tees Kersey's. Sint Maarten will set up for a wall. Ball from distance. I don't know that we'll see this shot on frame, but it doesn't look like anybody on the other end for St. Lucia is really setting much up. So we'll see if they go short here, or if this will be indeed a shot. Instead, they look to make the pass out wide, and now trying to serve it across the box. And that's the play I had a feeling was going to happen. It went to Rico Hackett Fairchild out wide. And now it's Sint Maarten getting forward. So defended that set piece well, finding Ty Gerritsen in the midfield for the big switch out to Pata. Tease plays it forward to Lunga. What a ball. Big booming ball into the box. And it's St. Lucia that gets there first. Ball pinging around. Oh, and rolled out of bounds. Mistake there by Jevic McFarlane. Get a whistle and a foul. This time it's Kersey's brought down. Take a look at this play again. Just over aggressive there. Gregson President running into the back of Kersey's. And we'll see Sergio Hughes get on the ball for Sint Maarten. Great ball into the box. Good opportunity there. And you just saw a number of white jerseys finishing their runs into the 18. Just Vino Bartlett that makes the save. So Bartlett, well contested to start off this game so far. The head pass lands back to him. What a ball in behind, onsides, and heading to goal. And blocked away. So again, we've talked a lot about Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Again, it's Poleon that's involved in that attack, getting forward to set up for the first corner kick of the game for St. Lucia. A beautifully timed pass and run. So St. Lucia on the corner. It's Kurt Frederick lining up to take it. Frederick. Ball sent near post, headed away. Back out wide to Kurt Frederick again. This time, let's see where the ball lands. Into the hands of Tyrell Richardson. So Richardson hasn't had to do nearly as much as Bartlett on the other end. Able to come off the line there, receive that one cleanly, catching that one to set up Sint Maarten the other way. Ty Gerritsen directing traffic. Ball into the feet of Gerwin Lake. Back to Tyrell Richardson. Take a look at this play again. There's the foul that happened in the midfield. No advantage there, so we'll go in favor of Sint Maarten. Back to the back four of Sint Maarten. Top of the box, blocked, headed away by St. Lucia. And St. Maarten continues to put some pressure on. And we've seen this happen a few times now. In transition, St. Lucia's final pass just to of typically Tyrell Richardson in net for St. Maarten. Well, for both of these goalies, they made a number of saves across today already that we've seen them get touches. Nothing too difficult except for the chance Vino Bartlett had to save, the punch away for a corner kick. And we will get our first hydration break today. Both teams heading to the sideline. We get a closer look there at Quentin Christina of Sint Maarten. So a hydration break here, well deserved by both. It seems, I always am a fan of cooling breaks and what they give for players. I remember those hot days. You're just needing a quick moment to refresh, and of course your safety being at the top of the priority list of each of these players, giving them a chance to get a break, but also from a coaching standpoint, it gives a chance for these teams to talk things over, make some adjustments. It kind of makes the halves break into essentially what feels like quarters in that sense. So quick cooling break, and then we'll be back on the pitch. See what these teams change coming out of this, if anything at all. Right now it's been Sint Maarten that's had the better of chances in their 3 corner kicks and a shot. We did see St. Lucia create a corner a few minutes prior to this hydration break. And we'll get ready to take the field again. Coming out of the cooling break, both teams back on the pitch. Alunga Pata lining up to take the throw-in for St. Maarten on the near sideline here. Again, in the white jerseys, it is St. Maarten moving across your screen from left to right, and they're all blue kits. It's St. Lucia. St. Lucia now getting forward, able to find Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Poleon turns. Poleon working against a few defenders. Gets a shot, and holy... almost knocks that one in. Alfred-Poleon working with 3 defenders. Still able to move enough to get a nice shot from top of the box. Take a look at this play again. Dominic Alfred-Poleon spins, creates some space with a touch, some separation away from the defenders. And the Ebbsfleet United FC attacker set up for the second corner kick of the game for St. Lucia. It is Kurt Frederick on the ball. And that one sailed just wide of the post off of the attempt. Jason Simeon, able to win this one. So take a look again. Kurt Frederick, who's been on both corner kicks now, I should say, for St. Lucia. Able to find Jason Simeon, who nearly was able to tuck that one home. Heavy ball pass back to Vino Bartlett. Bartlett handles it well. Back into Terrell Thomas. Thomas knocks it forward. It's Tease Kersey's that's able to win the first. Now ball switched in. Intended for Iluga Pata. That pass was picked off. And we highlighted Gerwin Lake in the opening, also known as Smalley. Gerwin, who is the all-time leading goal scorer for Sint Maarten. Well known for what Lake has brought offensively, especially for this squad. Gerwin with 15 international goals coming into today. Gerwin Lake, no strangers to success in Concacaf play. You get a whistle and a foul in a pretty good spot on the field, about 25 yards out or so, give or take, if my math is correct, as Kai Gerritsen's brought down. So on the ball is Giovanni Amatkarjo, who we saw involved in a number of earlier restarts. Also Sergio Hughes who will step away. Looks like Amatkarjo will take this one. Ball flighted into the box. Chested, brought down by St. Lucia. Attempt to get knocked forward, and we will get a whistle on the handball. So that one played nicely into the box. We do see a player down for St. Lucia. A very awkward landing, I think it was, for Kurt Frederick off of that set piece. Frederick back on his feet, which is a good sign. Now running things off. So we saw Kai Gerritsen involved in that set piece. It was first called up to the national team back in March of 2019. Made his first international appearance in that same month in a Concacaf Nations League qualifying game. That one was against Sint Maarten. Helped them win that game 4-3. Now it's Sint Maarten. St. Lucia working it forward, and they're not afraid to get direct. That one again too heavy. Tyrell Richardson picked it off, but I tell you what, that was a much closer chance on that pass. Tyrell Richardson, who got the start today in net, has continued to be aggressive off his line. On the other side, Vino Bartlett, who has had a lot of responsibility in this game so far, more touches in dangerous areas, I should say. Crows is typically the goalkeeper for Sint Maarten, but it's Tyrell Richardson getting the start today. Ball falls at the feet of Terrell Thomas. Thomas, one of two players on this roster that plays in the English League One. The other, Rico Hackett-Fairchild. Hackett-Fairchild joined Lincoln City in June of 2023 on a 3-year deal. In 2021, had goals of playing on the national team and is now here. We love those moments where players get the opportunity to see their dreams come true, as Tyrell Richardson rolls that one out. Hackett-Fairchild eligible through one of his grandmothers to be on the St. Lucia national team. Got the call up a couple years later in 2023, this past summer, I should say. So still scoreless here between Sint Maarten and St. Lucia. Both teams have created a handful of corner kicks. We've seen a couple of scary chances, especially for Sint Maarten. But St. Lucia has had a couple of their own through Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Both teams still looking for that go-ahead goal. Who will strike first? Today's game marks the start of the third edition of the Concacaf Nations League. 41 teams over the course of the next 7 months facing off between League A, League B, and League C action. Of course, Sint Maarten, number 37 ranked squad, and number 26 St. Lucia representing League B, Group A. Two teams in a group of 4. Now it's St. Maarten trying to get end line for the service, and instead we'll get a corner kick. Another corner kick for the all-white squad, St. Maarten. You see there, it's Sergio Hughes. Brought down, playing short. Ball deflected and rolls across the box. No one on the other end of that. Dangerous pass into the 18, deflected, sailed out of bounds. So again, St. Lucia in the all-white, all-blue kits, St. Maarten in the all-white kits, and it's been St. Lucia right now that's been heavily under pressure. Another corner kick in favor of St. Maarten. This time it's Kai Garrison on the ball. Garrison, the captain of this group. That corner was short though, but St. Maarten able to win it back. Garrison's touch too heavy and heads out of bounds. Now it's St. Lucia looking to get forward. Kurt Fredericks got it. Not a lot of options there though. His pass is picked off by St. Maarten. Racing to it, Tyrell Richardson doesn't have many options, just knocks that one out of bounds. Richardson's had so many touches today. Off his line, just able to read play, anticipate, win the first ball. Knock it forward that time, wasn't able to find a teammate to pass to. Without targets, just knocked it out of bounds. Ball with Giovanni Amacarjo. Looking to get forward. 1v1, no good there. But back to St. Maarten. You see now everybody in blue just below the midfield line except for Jevic McFarlane. St. Maarten really just pushing St. Lucia back into their own defensive end. Rico Hackett-Fairchild defending out wide, we just highlighted. See if we're going to have any changes in this first half for either team. Right now, time winding down in the first half, still scoreless. See if someone's able to break through, and it's St. Maarten trying to break through right now. Getting upfield to Aluga Pata. Pata across the box to Amacarjo, deflected, blocked, and cleared by St. Lucia. Ball in the midfield, and that one will be whistled for a foul. Kai Garrison picks up the foul against Jason Simoline. So St. Lucia will get the set piece here, taking their time to set up. Now St. Lucia with it on the far side. Terrell Thomas knocks it forward. St. Lucia just keeping it. Now looking to switch. Big ball in. No whistle there. As Gregson President was looking for a call. Officials allow for them to play on. So will be a throw-in on the near side by Olunga Pata. Ball forward to Deshaun Alledge. Alledge with some quick moves, gets end line, looks serving it, and it's another corner kick. Another corner kick for Sint Maarten. So Deshaun Alledge able to get end line. Trying to work it across the box, and that service bouncing out of bounds. It's Shivani and Matkarjo on the ball for this corner kick. Ball played into the box, headed away. First and second ball won by St. Lucia, but it's Sint Maarten that gets on the other end of it. But Matkarjo's service blocked out of bounds. Headed towards the camera here. That was Olunga Pata. Excuse me, Kurt Frederick, who played that forward. Ball working through the back line. Sint Maarten. A whistle there. Play will stop. We will have a foul. It's Ronan Olivache brought down. Take a look again. You see the jersey pull there as Ronan Olivache was trying to keep it. So Rico Hackett-Fairchild picks up that foul. Another whistle here. Officials just really settling things down. You see Archangel Deleka having a conversation, talking with Lester Joseph. Terrell Thomas stepping in too. Just settling things down here. We are drifting into the final 5 minutes. We'll see what stoppage time looks like, but final 5 minutes of the first half. Things are picking up here, you could say. This is the first time these two have ever faced each other. Feels like, although St. Maarten has had the better of opportunities, as the half has gone on, we've seen St. Lucia continue to generate a little bit more as things go on. We've got St. Maarten on the defense now. Attack to get forward, well cleared out. And St. Lucia with a near opportunity. No whistle, we're going the other way. And St. Lucia definitely wanted a call there. No foul, no whistle, play on. Very close play that looks like it could have resulted in a foul as Tyrell Richardson was off his line. And either way, it's St. Maarten with it back at their feet, up the pitch. And there will be a foul called on the near side as Jevic McFarlane's brought down. So St. Maarten comes into today in their 9 games played with 3 wins, a draw, and 5 losses. They've scored 23 goals and given up 22. Very high, pretty just even across with goals for and goals against. And now it's St. Lucia that nearly strikes first. The shot, top of the box, Dominic Alfred-Poleon Again, in a similar spot that we saw earlier this half. Receives it, faces up, shifts the first touch, able to get a shot that just wide of the post. So St. Lucia may have had less opportunities, but they've had some close calls also. St. Lucia comes into today with 5 wins to their 10 games played, 1 draw, 4 losses. Not nearly as many goals involved in their game as we take a look again at this foul. 10 goals scored to just 12 goals against. So much lower than what we've seen from Sint Maarten in their 9 games to have double the goals for and against about. And now Sint Maarten on the attack. Looking to get forward. They've got numbers. Finding Pata out wide. Pata service is picked off. Nice footwork there by Quentin Christina. Quentin Christina working through a couple of blue jerseys. And then a whistle. You see there Jason Simmeline and the rest of St. Lucia is surprised by that one. And also taking a look at a player down. It is number 16, Sean Illage. So Illage back up on his feet. You see walking with a little limp there. Illage, a player that plays for Den Bosch. Also in the under 23s. And now this ball flighted across. Vino Barclay off the line, able to win it, get it going the other way. And how about that quick transition for St. Lucia? Off the save, racing forward through Rico Hackett Fairchild. Into the midfield, it's Jason Simmeline. Shot is good! We've got a goal! Dominic Alfred-Poleon, by maybe no surprise, has had the best chances so far. Gets the first goal of the game. Dominic Alfred-Poleon been just so active up top for St. Lucia. Take a look again at this play. Ball bouncing around. Jason Simmeline trying to get through Gregson President, trying to find someone. Nice slipped pass in, well-timed run, and just chipping it over Tyrell Richardson. It's Dominic Alfred-Poleon of Ebbsfleet United FC gets the first goal, and St. Lucia up 1-0. In the final moments of this first half, we've got a goal. Now, for as much as Sint Maarten has been on the attack, having more corner kicks, more shots, the most important stat right now goes to St. Lucia. 1 goal. Dominic Alfred-Poleon at the 45-minute mark gets the go-ahead goal. Now we're into 1 minute of stoppage time. Dominic Alfred-Poleon with the go-ahead goal off of the assist from Gregson President. And that will conclude the first half of play. It's St. Lucia up 1, Sint Maarten 0. After a back-and-forth 45, it's St. Lucia in the driver's seat heading into the halftime break. We'll be back for more here. Halftime updates coming your way for Concacaf Nations League play between Sint Maarten and St. Lucia. Back for more here, just a moment. Welcome back to Concacaf Nations League play. We are seconds away from kicking off the second half between Sint Maarten and St. Lucia. It is League B Group A action. Right now, we've got St. Lucia in the driver's seat up 1-0 after a goal behind Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Second half action coming your way shortly. I'm Renee Washington, excited to see what the next half holds here at Rignaal Francisca Stadium in Willemstad, Curaçao. We have had a substitution on the side of Sint Maarten. Checking in, Elmer de Vries will be entering the match in place of Tashawn Illich, who we saw go down late in the first half. So the sun has set, the lights are on, and now in their all-blue kits moving from left to right across your screen, St. Lucia up 1-0. Moving in their all-white kits from right to left across your screen, Sint Maarten. Second half action coming up. And with the signal, we are underway. We'll see how both of these teams come out and make adjustments. Head coach Piet de Jong and Sint Maarten chasing the game now, down a goal. We saw them with the better of play and opportunities in the first half, creating more corner kicks, out shooting St. Lucia. But St. Lucia, especially through Dominic Alfred-Poleon, who's had quite a strong game so far, able to capitalize on the opportunity late and get the go-ahead goal. You see there the substitution that I had mentioned. So 21 for 16, Elmer de Vries entering in for Tashawn Illich. And we get an early whistle here. Seeing some fouls called that feels like every time a foul's been called, the player is contesting it, but some plays that maybe did not result in a whistle. So officials, led by Rignaal de Leca, has been letting them play for the most part. Hasn't been an overly physical game or anything by the stretch of the imagination, but you imagine that could change depending on how this score progresses throughout the course of the second half. Now it's getting forward St. Lucia. Some players in the box. Ball fled into Rico Hackett. Fairchild shot saved by Tyrell Richardson. And then we're going to whistle. And Richardson's been very active as we have a player down right now in a lot of pain. I believe that's Jason Simoline of St. Lucia. Definitely in a lot of pain there, as I was talking about before. So we just take a look at this replay here. Just caught up. Definitely an awkward tackle there, but Simoline back on his feet, ready to resume. So it's Kurt Frederick that's on the ball to take this set piece for St. Lucia. St. Lucia has elected to go short on a number of their set pieces, and will do the same here. Ball out wide into Rico Hackett. Fairchild back to Frederick. Into the box. Nobody home. And it's Shivani Admakarjo who wins it to help get forward. Tees Kersey's. Heavy touch there. One back by Dominic Alfred-Poleon, who gets a second goal of the game. And Dominic Alfred-Poleon, what a game this has been for the Ebbsfleet United FC striker. Able to capitalize on opportunities, has been the most dangerous player consistently in the attack for St. Lucia. You take a look at this play again. This is just a hustle play coming off of defense. The heavy touch by Sergio Hughes. Dominic Alfred-Poleon able to keep on the attack with two defenders draped on his back, and Tyrell Richardson closing down space, cutting down the angle. The composure to just place it past. And in the early goings of this second half, it's a 2-0 game. Now, of course, we just had halftime, so there was time in between the first and second half. But according to the game clock, Dominic Alfred-Poleon scored both of those goals in just over 3 minutes of play. So that's how quickly things switch. For as much as Saint Martin has been in control and had the better of play, they're now trailing number 26 St. Lucia behind a pair of goals by Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Lots of time left, so we'll see how both of these teams respond. Now it's Sint Maarten. They got to play a little bit more urgent, but it's another giveaway. You want to play urgent, but you want to keep the ball, making sure that you're not having any costly turnovers, like the one that led to the goal by Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Well defended there by St. Lucia's back line. Now looking to get forward and break pressure. Giovanni Admat-Carjo brought down. Giovanni's been all over the pitch so far today. Taking corners, taking set pieces, and also running at St. Lucia's back line. We see here there that heavy touch, trying to pull it back. The quick drag across the body led to the foul. Joshua Solomon. Just a little handsy there between the two of them. Now we will get a set piece from a great spot on the pitch for Sint Maarten. It will be Giovanni Admat-Carjo on the ball. Bends it in the back post, and what a beauty! Oh my goodness! That is clinical. Giovanni Admat-Carjo with the great finish. Bends it around the wall, and just like that, it is a 2-1 game. Have to take a look at this again. Look at that finish. There's, whew. What a great angle it is from that camera angle to see how the ball bent in top, upper 90 finish, I should say. Finds the top pocket, bends it in the far post, and in the opening minutes of this game, of this second half, it is a 2-1 game. So after Dominic Alfred-Poleon got his second of the brace, Poleon, who plays for Epsom Football Club, which is based in Northfleet, Kent, England, on the part of the 5th tier of English football, has a brace on the day. But then it was this player right here, number 7, Giovanni Admat-Carjo, who got the finish. Let's take a look at this play again. There's a foul. So it will be a free kick in favor of St. Lucia. Giovanni Admat-Carjo, who, as I was talking about, has consistently been the biggest threat for Sint Maarten. We talked about Gerwin Lake. We've highlighted Kai Gerritsen. It's Admat-Carjo who gets that beautiful finish off of the set piece. And this is where every whistle is so crucial. You see here again, off of that whistle, Giovanni racing to get the ball quickly, set it up. A foul there as Sergio Hughes was working to win the header. Every possession for both teams, that much more crucial to just make sure they're taking care of the ball. If you're chasing the game down 2-1, lots of time left to tie this up for Sint Maarten. Want to make sure they're making their chances count, and then St. Lucia, of course, wanting to just manage the game and hold on to this lead. This is a Sint Maarten squad that can score, as we talked about earlier. Now we'll get the corner. Kurt Frederick defends that one, knocks it out of bounds. It will be a corner kick in favor of Sint Maarten. Corner kick flight into the box. A player down. Very odd play that ended up being. So we will get a whistle here. Vino Barclay makes the save. Not sure exactly what happened there. But it is Gerwin Lake that's down on the pitch. So you take a look again. See some bodies colliding there, and Gerwin Lake grabbing his face. Will get checked out. Lake able to walk off the pitch, which is very encouraging. Now running to the side. I'm sure Lake is eager to get back on the field and get back into action. Rico Hackett Fairchild with the shot from distance. That goes wide. Able to get forward and take some open space to set up for that shot. This St. Lucia squad, coached by Stern John, who became head coach back in May of 2022. Had coached with a couple of other clubs, played for a number of clubs. Columbus Crew, over in the MLS, played for Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Bristol City, Crystal Palace, played for a number of English and American football clubs, managed Anguilla for a couple of years, and then stepped into St. Lucia. Also competed in the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany. He received the Jaconia Medal, the second highest award for Trinidad and Tobago, and has this squad looking good and on the attack. St. Lucia now with an opportunity. It was Gregson President that helped set up for what is the first quarter of the second half for St. Lucia. St. Lucia came out in the opening minutes of the second half with a goal by Dominic Alfred-Poleon, created off of just a well-anticipated defensive play. And now we'll see if they can knock home another goal off this corner by Kurt Frederick. Ball bouncing in the box. Working through a number of bodies and back to St. Lucia. Top of the box. And it is a goal. We've got another great finish. This time it's Rico Hackett Fairchild off of the corner. St. Lucia capitalizes on the set piece. Hackett Fairchild of Portsmouth FC gets the finish. Take a look at this play again. Ball comes through off of Kurt Frederick's corner. Well done by Jason Simmeline just to help keep that play alive. Finds a wide open Rico Hackett Fairchild who finishes outside of the foot, bends it in back post, gives a 3-1 lead, and St. Lucia back up by 2. Rico Hackett Fairchild at the 57-minute mark. Jason Simmeline, who was involved in that goal, that's now the first and third goal that Simmeline helped to get the final pass, setting up his teammates to be able to finish. Now it's Sint Maarten in pursuit, trying to see if they can close the gap. So it was seen 4 goals scored according to the game clock in a span of about 13 minutes of play. It's Rico Hackett Fairchild again with a couple of St. Maarten defenders draped around. No whistle there. Ball still bouncing, cleared out. Tees Curseys helps it forward, back into the mix though for St. Lucia, and nobody home, so this will fall to the gloves of Tyrell Richardson. Tyrell Richardson, excited to get the start today, has been working up through from the youth level all the way into the national team. Has said prior to this that he didn't even think that he had an opportunity to really play in a stadium like this, and was saying he couldn't imagine that he'll soon be in a stadium the national anthem would be playing and he'd get ready to take the pitch. And just spoke so highly about what it means to him and his family, especially his grandfather who was born in Sint Maarten. And now it's Sint Maarten on the attack. That one rolled out of bounds for another corner. So we saw St. Lucia capitalize on their corner from Kurt Frederick, finding Rico Hackett Fairchild for the finish. Now it's defended and out of bounds by Terrell Thomas, so it will be a corner set up for Sint Maarten. And they will play short on the far side, working into the box. Ball deflected. Looks like we'll have another corner kick. And Tyrell Richardson's story, so much like so many of these players, just the pride to be able to represent your country, compete at the international level. And right now it's Sint Maarten on the attack, trying to see if they can get something going, but well defended by St. Lucia. This is how football goes. So back and forth. You can have a team outshoot, get more corner kicks than their opponent, and be trailing 3-1. Dominic Alfred-Poleon really been a handful for St. Maarten's defenders. Helped get those first 2 goals for St. Lucia. On the near side, it's Joshua Solomon here with the throw-in. Solomon again down the sideline. Now it's Gregson President. Gregson President's pass helps St. Lucia just to keep it. High pressure there by Giovanni and Macarjo. Jason Simley, first touch knocked out of bounds by Tees Curseys. Now Joshua Solomon on the near side again with a throw. Ball bouncing in. With some hand jostling there. That will definitely be a foul against Dominic Alfred-Poleon. And we will get another substitution. So we've seen one change so far. That was on the side of Sint Maarten. Now it'll be number 11, Riddell Stanislas will enter the match. Excuse me, coming in for Jevic McFarlane. So Riddell Stanislas enters into the match. Some fresh legs for St. Lucia. Throwing on the far side for Sint Maarten. Now up the near side to Giovanni and Macarjo. St. Maarten continues to switch the pitch. Just looking to find some space to get forward. So they're switching the point of attack, seeing if they can find some pockets to get up the field, and unable to do so. Just well defended. Nicely done there by St. Lucia. Giving the thumbs up. It's Jason Simley. So St. Kitts and Nevis facing off against Guadalupe, the other 2 teams in Group A. They've kicked off. And St. Peter's playing at the SKNFA Technical Center in St. Peter's. That ball flighted out wide from Vino Barclay, finding Joshua Solomon. Now, we saw in the first half Vino Barclay getting so many touches, having to make saves. This time it's been a lot more at his feet. Obviously, Sint Maarten did get a goal in the second half, but it's been a little bit quieter so far in the second half for Barclay in the back line of St. Lucia. That pass was intended for Gregson President, too high up. Gets that, rolls out of bounds. Now Tice Kersey's with it. You just see here St. Lucia not over pressing up high. That's what St. Maarten's trying to do to see if they can step and create some pockets to pass and break pressure. So you just see all the blue jerseys in behind the ball, just dropped in, especially dropped in centrally, keeping everything in front of them. St. Lucia working along their back line, and Sint Maarten will high press them though. Of course, chasing the game. That makes complete sense. Can't allow to just for St. Lucia to just sit back and take their time. Now back and forth we go. Into the midfield before finding Dominic Alfred-Poleon, who's got a brace so far on the day. Alfred-Poleon just keeps it on that far side with Jason Simeon. Ball swung through. Oh my goodness. Near opportunity. Looked like it hit off the post there. That was a great service into the box. St. Lucia almost able to take that 4-1 commanding lead here. May have been inches away from opening this game up to a 4-1 score. Sint Maarten coming the other way. Big booming service across the box. Nobody home. Rolls out of bounds for a St. Lucia ball. We got to take a look at this play again. Nicely done. Oh, wow. Gregson President denied by the post to keep this a 3-1 game. And with that, we'll get our hydration break for the second half. Currently, St. Lucia up 3-1 behind a pair of goals by Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Alfred-Poleon scored at the 45th minute, in the closing plays of the first half. Opened up the second half with a goal at the 48th minute. So like I mentioned, according to the game clock, just 3 minutes between the first and second goal. And then up 2-0, it was Giovanni Moncarajo who had something to say about it, getting Sint Maarten on the scoreboard to make it a 2-1 game. And then at the 57-minute mark, Rico Hackett Fairchild scored what's now the final goal of the game as of this moment to give St. Lucia the 3-1 lead. Back and forth we go, everyone needing a break, including our officials. Representing Aruba, Rignaal de Leca. De Lesa getting a break there. Just like everybody else, we all need a break after this back and forth game that we've seen. And with that, we also have some substitutions on the St. Maarten side. First substitution, it's Amar Court stepping onto the pitch, replacing Kai Gerritsen. We also see number 14, Dwayne Janakul, stepping on for Sergio Hughes. So a couple of changes that we've seen. That's 3 now for Sint Maarten in the second half. A couple of changes that we have seen so far. And play has resumed here in Curaçao. 3-1 St. Lucia lead at Rignaal Jean Francisca Stadium. Ball across the top of the box. And Giovanni Amatcarzo just skies that one out of the stadium. Just saw the build-up. Nice idea. Just mishit that a bit. It's going to be Vino Bartlett with the goal kick. Bartlett with 25 saves coming into today. Has had to make a number of great saves so far, but the second half has seemed much quieter for Bartlett and the St. Lucia back line. Tempo has definitely changed here, as Sint Maarten's been able to capitalize on their chances, and that third goal definitely seemed deflating for St. Lucia. St. Lucia able to capitalize on chances, and that third goal very deflating for Sint Maarten. Now it's on the near side. Dwayne Genacul getting some touches, working back through Quentin Christina, finding the back line. Sint Maarten trying to break through. Back to Rico Hackett-Fairchild. Now St. Lucia in transition. No real options there, but knocks it forward, able to win it back. And now we see the blue jerseys flying up the pitch, just creating some options. In the midfield with Gregson President. And just some miscommunication. It looks like that pass kind of got caught in between. Not really sure exactly who that was for. Seemed like it was caught in between Rico Hackett-Fairchild and out of bounds. So back to Sint Maarten we go. Giovanni Amatcarzo brought down, no whistle, and some pain. Still on the field, laying on the field though. And now we'll get the whistle. So the goal scorer for Sint Maarten, Giovanni Amatcarzo, down, holding his right foot. Training staff comes on the pitch and looks like he will be okay. So take a look at this play again. You just see there as he's looking to control it, it looks like Gregson President ran through, and maybe as he was kicking, they kind of collided feet. And with that, we get another substitution. Oliver Hopgood will step onto the pitch, replacing Tees Kersey's. So Sint Maarten continues making some substitutions. And we're back into live action. Ball back at the feet of St. Lucia. Big switch out wide, finding Rico Hackett-Fairchild. That touch a little bit too heavy. Headed out of bounds. And back into the hands of Sint Maarten, who can now keep it off of the throw. There's a look again at our substitutions moments ago. Now it's Sint Maarten getting up the pitch. So as mentioned, these two are facing off the first game of Group A action for League B. As Sint Maarten working in the box. Well defended though by St. Lucia and knocked upfield by Hackett-Fairchild. Ball to the feet of Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Pass picked off. And it's Jason Similian who wins it back. Lester Joseph just settling down St. Lucia. No rush if you're a team in blue. Up by a pair of goals, just looking to keep it. Alfred-Poleon able to keep it in bounds. Ball bouncing around a little bit. Dominic working end line, serves it high, right to a teammate, and what a beautiful goal that was. Oh my goodness. And it's Riddell Stanislas, who we saw subbed into the game in the second half. Stanislas gets a great service from Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Take a look at this play again. Working out wide, Alfred-Poleon turns, gets end line, works it around Ronan Olivache right into the perfectly his teammate Riddell Stanislas, who brings it down, finishes with the left foot, and it's a 4-1 game. St. Lucia in a commanding 3-goal lead now. So St. Lucia up 4-1 off of that goal by Riddell Stanislas. Also, they make a substitution there, bringing in Leas Henville, who replaced Rico Hackett Fairchild. So number 11, Riddell Stanislas, was one of those changes that we saw come into the game in the second half, and we saw him immediately make an impact. Now another attacking opportunity for Sint Maarten. Stanislas with the goal at the 75th minute. And it definitely the momentum has shifted a lot here now since how we started, with what seemed like a Sint Maarten control of play has now been all things in favor of St. Lucia. So these two teams, as I mentioned, kicking off Group A action for League B. And all teams in the Nations League are working towards that league finals date in March of 2024. That'll be here before we know it. That 6 months will fly by, and before we know it, we'll be preparing for the league finals. This is part of also a qualifier for the 2024 Copa America, which will be in the United States, featuring 6 teams from the Concacaf region representing in the 16-team tournament. So now it's Sint Maarten chasing the game, down by 3 goals. I never like to say a game is fully out of reach. I fully believe, especially in my playing career, I've seen so many things happen. It's never over until that final whistle happens. And we've seen goals scored very close back to back, as that near chance by Gerwin Lake, won by Vino Barclay, who beats Lake to that service, makes the save, keeps this a 4-1 game. Momentum is so key in these games, to be able to strike while the iron is hot. And we've seen right now St. Lucia doing a better job of that. Got a whistle here. We'll see in a moment what's happening. I believe there's a player down, and that is correct. It is St. Lucia's Joshua Solomon of Marine AFC. Solomon down. We see the training staff taking the pitch to check out and see what's going on. There's a stretcher also coming out. That's never a great sign. I believe Joshua Solomon is going to walk off. You see him shaking his head no. I think he's able to at least walk off on his own. Doesn't need a stretcher. Not positive what happened there. The stretcher brought out as a precaution, just to make sure. And we'll see if, not sure what happened there, but good to see that he's able to walk off. We will get the official substitution. So coming in, Alvinus Myers enters in for Joshua Solomon, and Gregson President. Both are done for the day. Brandon Sandiford comes onto the pitch. So a couple of substitutions for St. Lucia off of Joshua Solomon going down. So Alvinus Myers and Brandon Sandiford getting some minutes here. Smart for teams. I mean, especially being up 4-1, you get some fresh legs in. You're managing the game, but also managing your players to make sure nobody is overextending themselves and having to go the full 90. That doesn't need to. Now St. Lucia under some heavy pressure by Sint Maarten. Giovanni at Matcarjo getting forward with a couple of defenders to work around. A third helping, and that one will roll out of bounds. Look at the number of players that the Austin Sons FK attacker attracted. 3 different blue jerseys coming over to make sure that one rolled out of danger and out of bounds. Salvino Bartlett on the ball for the goal kick. So this game winding down. St. Lucia in a commanding 4-1 lead. It is a Group A play. So every game in this grouping just counting so much for tiebreakers if that were to be the case. Goals for, goals against, goal differential. So you still always need to make sure you're taking care of business as we're trickling down into the final 10 minutes of play here. If you're St. Lucia. Take a look there. Head coach Stern John having a conversation with Brandon Sandiford. We've seen Stern John very active on this sideline. Team up by 3 goals, but not satisfied. More football to play and wanting to make sure he's continuing to just coach and encourage his team, knowing that there's more at stake beyond just today. Let me take a look at this replay again. Jason Similian brought down, fouled by Amar Court. And this is where, as a coach and as players, you're obviously playing to win today. That's the focus, first and foremost, but you're also keeping in mind there's a lot more football to play and want to make sure that you're constantly doing things that will help your team be better. You've got momentum moving forward into the next game. You're executing as you want on the offensive and defensive end, taking care of the little details, making the most of your chances. So now St. Lucia gets another chance off of a set piece. You've seen them score off of a corner kick. We've seen them score in the run of play. We've seen them score off of just a good defensive play. And that set piece will not go on frame, blocked by the wall. And it's St. Maarten racing forward with some speed. Elmer DeVries breaking out into open green, but then slowed down by the St. Lucia's back line. Ball knocked ahead. Richardson able to clear that one out wide. Richardson of Alphanese Boys. And we will get a throw-in. Throw-in on the near sideline, and also another substitution. And with that, we've got 5th and final substitution for St. Maarten. Diario Forsyth entering into the match. Diario of SC Zand enters in. Shivani at Matcarjo will be done for the night. Matcarjo, who has the lone goal of the game for Sint Maarten and had such a good game and just so much involvement. Corner kick, set pieces, the goal that was scored, that was a beautiful finish. And just in the run of play, was all over the St. Lucia back line. Now picked off by St. Lucia. The guys in blue just keeping it on the near sideline. Working it up the field. Driven across the box. And that one will be cleared away by Olunga Pata. Pata able to get forward. There's some speed there and a near opportunity. Wow. From this angle, it looked like it was headed on goal and was going to be a finish, but it's Gervin Lake chance that just went wide. And look, this starts in transition. Gervin Lake able to get upfield, out races everybody on the back line of St. Lucia. Vino Bartlett flying off his line. Doesn't do a great job of closing down the angle and getting the ball there. Just kind of overran it a bit. Gervin Lake was able to make the touch around and nearly tuck home goal number 2. And that's just a play of just kind of getting caught flat for St. Lucia defensively. And Gervin Lake, leading scorer for Sint Maarten. Not the player you want to have racing into open space with an open goal. Dwayne Genaquol knocks the throw forward, able to get this attack started for Sint Maarten. It's Dominic Alfred-Poleon working back to help keep it. Now to the midfield, swung out wide by Kurt Frederick. Pass picked off on the near side. Elmer de Vries able to help keep it. One back by Frederick. Heavy touch heads out of bounds. Off of the foot of Brandon Sandiford. Sandiford of GMC, a couple of players across this St. Lucia roster that play with GMC. It's Brandon Sandiford, Kanye Sandiford, family duo there. And that ball across the box into Vino Bartlett, again with Gervin Lake lurking around the net. Vino Bartlett able to be first to that service and beat Gervin Lake to it to keep this a 4-1 game. Thrown on the near sideline by Alvinus Myers as we are trickling into the final minutes of regulation. I imagine we'll have a couple minutes of stoppage time from just some of the injuries that we've seen in the second half. But St. Lucia in the lead, up 4-1 against Sint Maarten. It's been a very back and forth game, and the score really does not indicate what we've seen so far. It honestly could be a game that has gone either way, but it's just been a difference of putting away opportunities. And St. Lucia, especially led by Dominic Alfred-Poleon, has done a better job with that composure in the final third to finish. We will get a whistle on the far side. It will be St. Lucia's ball. This is where game management, you could just take your time. You're up by 3 goals. There's no rush. Take your time on everything. Let some seconds run off the clock. This is also for Sint Maarten, just trying to see if they can get a second goal. They nearly had one through Gervin Lake, a couple of opportunities. And now it's through to Dominic Alfred-Poleon, who's seeking a hat trick. Will he get it? Oh! Wow! Dominic Alfred-Poleon had an opportunity for the hat trick. Ball sprung in behind by Jason Similian. Races out into open space, touches nicely around Tyrell Richardson, but you look there, loses balance. That touch around Richardson a bit too heavy. And Alfred-Poleon unable to get the balance to finish that one. So we're still sitting on 4-1. I see a player in the middle of the field stretching for St. Lucia. It is Jason Similian, who's rightfully so has had a very big day today, involved with a couple of goals, played that pass in. to help set up the opportunity for Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Has been all over the pitch in the midfield. It is a warmer day, which is why we've had the hydration break still. And we are drifting into the final minutes of this contest. Ball into the box. Falls to the feet of Dominic Alfred-Poleon and makes this one count. And that's a goal for number 3 of the night. Dominic Alfred-Poleon with the hat trick. Scored first goal in the final minutes of the first half. Scored goal number 3 in the final minutes of this one. You see a ball flighted across the box. St. Lucia in position between Dominic Alfred-Poleon and Lias Henville, both in a good scoring position and pretty wide open in the box at that. And after missing a chance off of a breakaway moments ago, Dominic Alfred-Poleon gets the hat trick. St. Lucia up 5-1. And that's the way you want to see your teammate respond after a missed chance, regardless what the score may show, even though up 4-1. That breakaway is a chance that you expect Dominic Alfred-Poleon to finish. That's a great response to come back and get a goal on the next play. So now as we head into just over 90 minutes, stoppage time begins. Got a couple of minutes of stoppage time. So just 2 minutes of stoppage time as we are winding down here in Willemstad, Curaçao. Dominic Alfred-Poleon and St. Lucia in a commanding 5-1 lead. There's a whistle and a foul right outside of the 18. So even though we are into, I should say, just a minute left, Sint Maarten still on the attack. And now setting up for a really good spot on the field for the set piece just outside of the 18. Near the top of the box, you take a look at this play again. Here's the foul. And that's Ilunga Pata brought down by Riddell Stanislas. Stanislas, who's one of those players that has a goal for St. Lucia, picks up the foul. St. Lucia setting up a wall with Stanislas, Henville, and Joseph in the wall. Set piece gets started. Into the box. Driven near post. Saved by Vino Bartlett. That should just about do it for us here as we're nearly wrapping up stoppage time. Bartlett knocks it forward. Seconds away from the final whistle. And there it is. So with a hat trick by Dominic Alfred-Poleon, St. Lucia knocks off Sint Maarten 5-1. 4 goals scored in the second half for this big victory by St. Lucia. Dominic Alfred-Poleon leads all scorers. More to come here after 90 minutes of play. St. Lucia 2, St. Lucia 5, Sint Maarten 1. Group A action kicked off between St. Lucia and Sint Maarten. Number 26, St. Lucia taking off Sint Maarten, and it was early and often that we saw great chances from Sint Maarten. Nice save there by Vino Barclay off of the shot by Giovanni Amatcarajo. Dominic Alfred-Poleon brought down. Yellow card was issued there to Thais Kersey's. Set piece coming the other way. Sergio Hughes on the ball to Sean Illage, unable to work that one past Barclay. Dominic Alfred-Poleon again on the attack. A number of great first half chances created by Dominic Alfred-Poleon. Here again, another chance. Works in behind the back line. This time it's Tyrell Richardson off the line. Comes in, sweeps that one out of danger. And then ball ping-ponging around, falls to Dominic Alfred-Poleon in the final minutes of the first half. St. Lucia up 1-0 behind a goal by number 14. Kicking off second half of play, Dominic Alfred-Poleon picked up right where he left off, just 3 minutes into second half, not even. And it's a 2-0 game. And how about this finish? Giovanni Amatcarajo off the set piece, bends it back post. Nicely done, well executed to give Sint Maarten their first goal of the game and their lone goal of the game. But after that, it was all St. Lucia. Continued on the attack. This time it was Rico Hackett Fairchild in the box, knocks it home, and working again, 1v1. Dominic Alfred-Poleon drives it across the box. Nicely done to find Riddell Stanislas. Stanislas off of the bench, gets the goal. And Dominic Alfred-Poleon, after 2 goals and an assist, let's make it 3. Gets the hat trick, finishes for our final goal of the game as Dominic Alfred-Poleon led St. Lucia to a 5-1 victory. That'll do it for us here. Thanks for watching as St. Lucia knocks off Sint Maarten 5-1 in the first game of Group A action. Have a good one, everyone.